Own your money. Own your life.
I'm Jared Dillian. This is the Jared Dillian Show. If you want to call to talk about your money, please call 844-305-7800. That's 844-305-7800. This is the Jared Dillian Show. So, as you know, I flew to Miami last week. I flew out of Charleston. And I had an unpleasant experience with the TSA. So, a lot of libertarians really don't like the TSA. There's some people that won't fly because they don't like the TSA. And that's dumb. That's dumb. Just, I got to talk about that with Dave. Dave will be in here on Monday night. He doesn't like to fly because of the TSA. And I'm like, you just have to put up with it. So I went to the TSA. You got to take off your shoes. So you put your shoes in the bin. You take the laptop out and the Bluetooth speaker and all that. It's just a huge hassle. And I take off my belt and I put it in the bin. And then I go over to the body scanner and you put your hands up. And since I'm not wearing a belt, my pants fall down. Now, they didn't fall down to my ankles, but they fell down a couple inches. And the TSA lady's like, pull your pants up. She yelled at me. She said, pull your pants up. I'm like, lady, you took my belt. What did you think was going to happen? You see, here's the problem. Okay, I have old man butt. I'm 47 years old. I don't have a nice round butt anymore. It's kind of flat. And my pants don't stay up. I'm going to be one of these guys with suspenders. That's coming. I literally, there's some days, like, I'll be getting dressed in the morning and I'm tired, so I walk out of the house and I forget a belt. And it's the most miserable thing of all time, because the rest of the day I'm pulling up my pants. My pants don't stay up. I need a belt, because I have old man butt. So I'm thinking about getting butt implants. It's actually not a terrible idea. I could do that. Of course, maybe if I was single, but I don't know. It's probably a bad idea. I don't really have anything against plastic surgery. Some people are like, I'm never doing that. No, I got nothing against it. I actually tried it. This was back, I have like a turkey neck. I have like this, it's not really like a double chin. It's more like a turkey neck. So I saw this commercial for this stuff called Kybella, right? So it's this stuff. They inject it into your neck, and it's supposed to dissolve the fat, and your turkey neck goes away. So I there was a place in town that had it, and I went there. I spent $1,200. It was kind of painful because they stick your neck like 40 different times. And then I went back there after like 6 weeks or whatever, and they did a before and after picture, and there was absolutely no difference. I spent $1,200 on nothing. So they're like, do you want to do another treatment? I'm like, no, I don't want to do another treatment. It didn't work. Didn't help at all. So then I talked to a real plastic surgeon about it. He's like, yeah, the Kybella is not going to work. If you really want to do something about this, you got to have surgery, and we got to like take out your neck muscles and suck the fat out, and it's just this massive surgery. And I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. So if you want to talk about plastic surgery or butt implants, the number is 844-305-7800. Anyway, so I want to talk about this idea that you might be invested in stocks, but you could be invested in the wrong kind of stocks. See, a lot of people think stocks are fungible. A stock is a stock. Now, the way around this is to invest in all stocks, which you can do by investing in an index fund, which is what people were doing in 2016-17. It's not what people are doing today. They're buying individual stocks, and they're buying specific kinds of stocks. Specifically, they're buying growth and tech stocks. But that is the risk of buying individual stocks. The stocks you might be buying might go down, and the stocks you didn't buy might go up. Happens all the time. And there's people who have a portfolio of stocks, and the market goes up, and they lose money. And they're like, how the hell did that happen? Well, you owned the wrong kind of stocks, which we'll talk about a little bit more. The best is when you have a portfolio of stocks and the market goes down and you actually make money, which allows you to feel very smug. Okay. And this all happens because the market is broken down into a bunch of factors. There are groups of stocks with the same characteristics. Growth and value, we talk about that all the time. Growth and value are factors, but you also have a momentum factor, a low volatility factor, and other stuff. Low volatility was a big factor back in 2017. It was unstoppable. It's been a mess ever since. So most people, when they buy stocks, they're doing bottoms-up analysis, and they have no idea about factors. And my point here is that your thesis on a stock can be entirely correct, and you may lose money for reasons that are totally out of your control. You have a lot of people who invest in a bottoms-up basis. They find cheap stocks, and then the trades don't work. That's because you have to look at the market on a top-down basis. You have to invest thematically. But that takes some experience. It takes a specific kind of experience. I look at the world this way in a top-down fashion because I was an ETF trader, because I was trading sectors and styles and country. Other people were trading individual stocks, and they look at things in a bottoms-up way. If you're the GE trader, you know a lot about GE, but you don't know a lot about anything else. It's the old question, is it a market of stocks or is it the stock market? And the answer to that is sometimes it's a market of stocks and sometimes it's a stock market. Right now it's a stock market, and you have to get the factors right. But this matters for mutual funds too. If you invest in a growth mutual fund instead of value, or value instead of growth, you could have a 20 or 30 or 40% difference in performance or more. And the same goes for large cap and small cap or sectors. If you really don't know what you are doing, just reach for the index fund and make your 8% a year if that's what we get. And I pick on index funds sometime, but they are great for the majority of investors. You get the average return, and as it turns out, the average return is pretty good. I'm Jared Dillian. This is The Jared Dillian Show.
The Jared Dillian Show.